What if I told you that right now, within you, lies a limitless, untapped power, just waiting to be unlocked? Imagine being able to switch on this force as easily as you flip a light switch. It might sound unbelievable, but Dr. Ernest Holmes, a renowned spiritual teacher, not only believed it was possible, but that it's something we're all born with. He referred to it as your divine God-given power, a force already inside you, ready and waiting for you to activate it. What if I told you that the key to transforming your life is as simple as turning on a light? That what's holding you back isn't a lack of potential, but a lack of awareness of the immense energy that resides within you. Today, I'm going to show you how to flip that switch and tap into that hidden power to change your life forever. Dr. Holmes made this incredible discovery at a time when he felt lost and powerless in his own life. Despite his spiritual beliefs and sense of purpose, he couldn't find the answers he sought. One day, while reflecting deeply, he had an epiphany. The power he was searching for wasn't out there somewhere. It was already within him. From that moment, everything changed. He shifted from being stuck and searching for external solutions to realizing that the answer lay within. Holmes's life took a complete turn when he recognized that the force he had been seeking wasn't something to acquire, but something to activate. He then dedicated his life to teaching others how to tap into this profound power. His message resonated deeply, and through his teachings, thousands of individuals learned to unlock their divine potential. Let me ask you to think for a moment. Imagine you're like a light bulb, capable of shining brighter than you can even imagine. But here's the problem. You don't know how to turn yourself on. Wouldn't it be amazing to discover that Dr. Holmes found the secret to lighting up your life? And that secret has always been inside you. Holmes used a simple yet profound analogy to explain this concept. He compared us to lamps, not just any lamps, but lamps plugged into an infinite, limitless power source. Now think about it. What if I told you that this power source is already connected to you? What if your connection to it is just waiting for you to activate it? This is where it gets interesting. The divine energy Holmes talked about is just like electricity. It's invisible. You can't see it, but it's always flowing through you. Dr. Holmes asserted that the only true mind is the mind of God, and that we are all connected to it. This isn't just some abstract philosophy or feel-good concept. It's a powerful truth that can transform your entire life. So the question becomes, how do we activate this invisible power? Holmes taught that activating your divine connection is all about conscious engagement. Just as you physically flip a light switch to turn on a light, you need to consciously activate your connection to divine energy. This isn't about wishing for something to happen. It's about knowing, believing, and taking action. Now let's try a little exercise together. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, imagine a bright, glowing cord of energy connecting you to an infinite source of light. Feel that energy flowing through you, filling your body with warmth, power, and an incredible sense of connection. Now repeat after me. I am connected to divine power. Like electricity, it flows through me, and I can use it to illuminate my path. How does that feel? Powerful, isn't it? That's just a glimpse of what Dr. Holmes was talking about. He believed that when we recognize and truly connect to the divine mind, we activate our God-given power. It's like waking up and realizing you've always had a superpower. You just didn't know it. But here's the catch. Recognizing this connection isn't enough. You have to consciously engage with this power every single day. Like any muscle, the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Every morning, when you wake up, remind yourself of your connection to the divine mind. Visualize that cord of energy running through you. Feel the power surging within you, and acknowledge that you're part of something much greater than yourself. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but how will it actually change my life? Well, let me explain. When you start seeing yourself as an expression of the divine mind, your entire perspective shifts. Suddenly those big, audacious dreams that once seemed impossible no longer seem out of reach. The challenges you once dreaded become opportunities to showcase your inner power. Dr. Holmes discovered that aligning yourself with divine energy allows you to manifest your desires in incredible ways. It's not magic. It's about tapping into the infinite wisdom and energy that's always available to you. When you tap into this power, decisions become clear. Opportunities don't just appear by chance. They materialize right when you need them. But remember, this is just the first step. Recognizing your connection to the divine mind is like finding the key to a treasure chest. It's exciting, but the real magic happens when you start using that key. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into how to actively engage with this divine power. We'll explore a powerful visualization technique created by Dr. Holmes that will help you flip that inner switch and let your light shine. Now that you've recognized your connection to the divine, the question becomes, how do you truly use it? What if activating this God-given power was as simple as flipping a switch in your mind? Dr. Holmes developed a powerful visualization technique that is so simple yet profound. It has the potential to transform your life instantly. This technique is one of the most powerful tools you can use to connect with your divine energy at will. It's like having a superpower that you can activate anytime, anywhere. And the best part, It's already within you, just waiting to be switched on. The technique Dr. Holmes taught is called flipping the mental switch. It's all about consciously engaging with the divine energy constantly flowing through you. Let's try this powerful technique together right now. Close your eyes again. Take a deep breath and imagine a light switch in your mind. This switch represents your connection to the divine mind. Now picture yourself reaching out and flipping that switch on. As you do, visualize a surge of warm golden energy flooding into your body, filling every cell with light and power. You are activating your divine energy, and with it everything begins to shift. Now open your eyes. How do you feel? More energized, more connected. This simple act of visualization can make a world of difference, especially when you feel disconnected or powerless. Dr. Holmes believed this mental exercise could instantly reconnect you to your divine power, and you can do it anytime you need a boost. But here's the important part. This isn't just a one-time event. Dr. Holmes encouraged his students to practice this visualization technique regularly. Like exercising a muscle, the more you use it, the stronger your connection becomes. One of Dr. Holmes' students shared a powerful story about using this technique to overcome fear and doubt when making a major career decision. Every morning, she practiced flipping her mental switch, visualizing herself filled with divine guidance and confidence. Within weeks, she began to notice a shift. New opportunities appeared, and she found herself making decisions with clarity and purpose. It was as if her connection to divine energy unlocked a new level of success. This technique isn't about controlling the universe or forcing things to happen. It's about aligning yourself with the divine flow that's always present. When you flip that mental switch, you're opening yourself up to guidance, inspiration, and opportunities you may have missed before. So here's my challenge to you. Try this visualization technique every day for the next week. Whenever you feel stuck, stressed, or disconnected, take a moment to close your eyes and flip that mental switch. Pay attention to how it shifts your perspective and opens you up to new possibilities. You might start noticing interesting changes in your life. Synchronicities may become more frequent. Solutions to problems may appear out of nowhere. You might find yourself in the right place at the right time. These are all signs you're aligning with the divine flow. Now imagine being able to tap into this invisible guidance system at will. What if trusting in something you can't see is the key to unlocking your full potential? Dr. Holmes believed that's exactly what we're all capable of doing. He taught that there is a divine force working in our lives all the time. Much like gravity, it's always there, supporting us, guiding us, and helping us create the life we're meant to live. By learning to consciously engage with this force, you can unlock a power within you that will transform your life in ways you've never imagined. Whether we realize it or not, the universe is filled with powerful forces that shape our lives. Gravity, for instance, is one of the most influential forces in existence, yet it's completely invisible to us. You don't need to see gravity, nor do you need to fully understand it, to experience its effects. It's there, working silently in the background, guiding everything from the movement of the planets to our daily activities. Dr. Ernest Holmes believed the same principle applies to divine guidance, an unseen force that's always at work in our lives, whether we're aware of it or not. Holmes often spoke of a profound truth. There is one life, and that life is God. That life is my life now. This isn't just a poetic statement or a comforting idea. It's a radical truth with the potential to reshape how we see ourselves, our struggles, and the world around us. When you truly internalize the fact that you are connected to this divine life force, everything in your life begins to shift. You start to see challenges differently, and you approach opportunities with a renewed sense of empowerment. But here's the million-dollar question. How do we tap into this invisible guidance? It's not about developing mystical abilities or waiting for an extraordinary life-changing event to occur. The truth is, the answer is far simpler and far more powerful than most people realize. In fact, it's so simple that it often gets overlooked. Holmes taught that the first step is simply to acknowledge and trust in this unseen force. It's about shifting your mindset from one of isolation and struggle to one of awareness and trust. When you realize that you're constantly being guided, everything changes. One practical way to begin this shift is through affirmations. When you're facing a challenge, or if you simply feel lost or uncertain, try affirming to yourself, I am supported by a force greater than myself. Repeat it and truly feel the power behind those words. Let them remind you of the ever-present divine connection that supports you, even when you don't feel it. It's a subtle shift in perspective that can have an enormous impact on how you experience life. But Holmes didn't stop there. He encouraged his students to become increasingly aware of the synchronicities in their lives, the small moments that might seem coincidental at first, but are actually signs of divine guidance at work. You've probably experienced them yourself, thinking of someone just before they call, or stumbling upon exactly the information you need at the perfect time. These aren't random events. They're the subtle nudges of the divine, guiding you in ways that are often beyond your conscious awareness. To begin recognizing these moments, start paying closer attention to the small, seemingly insignificant occurrences in your life. Maybe it's a phone call from a friend when you're thinking of them, or an unexpected encounter that leads to a new opportunity. These aren't mere coincidences. They are divine breadcrumbs, guiding you toward your highest good. The more you notice them, the more you'll begin to see. It's like tuning a radio. At first the signal may be filled with static, but as you refine your focus, the frequency becomes clearer, and the messages more obvious. Remember, tapping into divine guidance isn't about sitting back and waiting for life to hand you everything you want on a silver platter. It's not about passively receiving blessings without any effort on your part. Instead, it's about actively partnering with the divine force that's always working behind the scenes. It's about making decisions from a place of trust and inner knowing rather than fear and uncertainty. Holmes believed that when we align ourselves with divine guidance, we gain access to a wisdom that far surpasses our limited perspective. Suddenly solutions to our problems appear out of nowhere. Opportunities we never dreamed of start to present themselves. It's not magic. It's simply the result of opening yourself up to the infinite possibilities that exist when you tap into the divine flow of energy. So how can you begin trusting this invisible guidance today? Start by setting an intention each morning. Take a moment to affirm that you are open to divine direction throughout your day. Ask yourself, what is the divine guidance telling me in this situation? And then listen. The answer may come as a gut feeling, a burst of inspiration, or even through the words of someone close to you. This practice of tuning in, of being open to divine direction, can make a profound difference in your ability to navigate life's challenges with confidence and clarity. Holmes also recommended reflecting on your day at its close. Look back at the moments when you felt guided or supported. Were there any instances when things seemed to flow effortlessly? Perhaps there were moments of synchronicity that stood out to you. Reflecting on these instances helps train your mind to recognize divine guidance more easily and more often. By taking the time to notice and appreciate the guidance you received, you reinforce your awareness and make it more likely that you'll recognize it again in the future. But what about those times when life doesn't seem to be going your way? What about the moments when things feel hard, when obstacles or setbacks seem insurmountable? Holmes had a radical perspective on these moments, one that can completely transform the way you view your struggles. What if I told you that the very thing causing you stress right now might actually be the key to your greatest personal growth? Dr. Holmes believed that every challenge we face isn't a problem to be avoided, but an opportunity for growth. He taught that our so-called problems are invitations to tap into our inner wisdom and express our divine nature. This perspective is truly transformative. It changes the way we view difficulties, seeing them not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to evolve and expand spiritually. Holmes often said, "The problem is not the problem. The problem is our perspective on the problem." Think about that for a moment. What if the issue you're facing right now, whether it's stress, anxiety, or any other form of difficulty, wasn't the actual problem? What if the real challenge was the way you're perceiving it? Could it be that the way you view your problems is the very thing that keeps you stuck? Let's try an experiment. Think about a problem you're currently facing. Got it? Now, instead of focusing on how difficult or frustrating it is, ask yourself this question: what is this situation inviting me to learn or become? This simple shift in perspective can open up an entirely new way of looking at things. Holmes believed that every challenge presents an opportunity to engage with divine wisdom and grow stronger in the process. When you start viewing problems this way, you'll find that solutions often appear more easily. Instead of feeling disempowered, you'll feel more equipped to handle whatever comes your way. Think of it as flexing your spiritual muscles. Each challenge is a chance to strengthen your connection to the divine and expand your capacity to face life's obstacles with resilience. Holmes also suggested that we train our minds to focus on solutions rather than problems. Rather than dwelling on what's wrong, ask yourself, what's the opportunity here? This simple question can help shift your focus and open up new possibilities. For example, let's say you're struggling financially. Instead of seeing this as an insurmountable problem, you might see it as an opportunity to explore new ways to generate income, learn valuable skills, or finally pursue that side project you've been thinking about for months. Perhaps it's encouraging you to reassess your priorities and take control of your financial future. Similarly, if you're facing a challenging relationship, instead of seeing it as a source of stress, view it as an opportunity to practice patience, improve communication, or set healthy boundaries. Every challenge, no matter how difficult, holds the potential for personal growth. The key is to shift your perspective and see it as an invitation to become a better version of yourself. But remember, this isn't about ignoring your problems or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about recognizing the potential for growth in every situation, no matter how challenging it may seem. Holmes believed that when we align ourselves with divine wisdom, we can transform any challenge into an opportunity for expansion and greater understanding. Now here's a challenge for you. For the next week, whenever you face a difficulty, big or small, pause and ask yourself, how can I grow from this? Notice how this simple question changes your approach to the situation. You may be surprised by the insights and creative solutions that come to you when you open yourself up to this perspective. And don't forget, you're not alone in this. The divine guidance you're seeking is always available to you. It's just a matter of tuning in and trusting the process. Dr. Holmes taught that we are all connected to an endless source of wisdom and energy, a divine force that shapes everything in the universe. But how do you tap into that power, especially when you're facing challenges? It all begins by simply taking a moment to connect with the divine energy within you. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and affirm, I am guided by divine wisdom. This challenge is an opportunity for growth and the expression of my true self. As you begin practicing this shift in perspective, you might notice something remarkable. Challenges that once felt overwhelming will start to seem more manageable. You'll find that your approach to problems becomes more creative and confident. And perhaps most importantly, you'll begin to see yourself not as someone defeated by difficulties, but as someone who grows through them. This simple reframe can completely transform how you navigate life's ups and downs. Now that you've mastered reframing challenges, are you ready to supercharge your manifestation abilities? Imagine being able to communicate your desires to the universe so clearly and vividly that the universe has no choice but to respond. Dr. Holmes discovered a technique that allows you to do just that, and you might be surprised by how simple it is. But before we dive into that, let's take a moment to reflect. Have you ever felt like your prayers aren't being answered? Like you're speaking a different language than the universe? According to Dr. Holmes, you might have been. He believed that we've been praying the wrong way all along, and he had a revolutionary idea about how to fix it. Holmes taught that visualization is in fact a powerful form of prayer. It's not about daydreaming or wishful thinking. It's about using vivid mental images to communicate directly with the divine mind. When you create clear, detailed mental images of your desires, you're essentially speaking the language of the universe. Think about it. When you pray with words, you're using human language, but the universe doesn't understand English or any other spoken language. It communicates in energy and images. By visualizing, you're aligning your thoughts and emotions with the very fabric of reality. Dr. Holmes explained this concept by saying, "There is one infinite mind from which all things come. Every time man thinks, he uses it." In other words, your thoughts are tapping into the same creative force that shapes the entire universe. Pretty powerful, right? But here's the key to supercharging your visualizations. It's not enough to just think about what you want. You need to feel it, experience it in your mind as though it's already real. Holmes believed that emotional engagement is what takes your visualizations to the next level. So let's try a simple exercise right now. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture something you truly desire. Maybe it's a new job, a loving relationship, or perfect health. But don't just imagine it. Feel it. Feel the joy, the excitement, the gratitude you'd experience if that desire were already a reality. Let those emotions wash over you. Can you feel the energy of it? That's the power of visualization. You're not just thinking about what you want. You're experiencing it on a deeply emotional level. According to Holmes, this emotional engagement is what makes your visualization powerful. But here's the thing. Visualization isn't a one-time deal. Holmes emphasized the importance of consistency. He encouraged his students to visualize daily, stating that the seeds of your desires take time to grow. Like any other practice, visualization requires nurturing through regular engagement. So how can you make visualization a consistent part of your spiritual practice? Here are a few tips to make visualization a daily ritual. Set aside dedicated time each day for visualization. Even just 5 to 10 minutes can make a big difference. Create a quiet, comfortable space where you won't be interrupted. Start with deep breathing to calm your mind and prepare yourself to receive. Engage all your senses in your visualizations. Ask yourself, what do you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel as you envision your desire? End your visualization with gratitude, as if your desire has already been fulfilled. Remember, visualization isn't about forcing things to happen or trying to control the universe. It's about aligning yourself with the infinite possibilities of the universe. It's about opening yourself up to receive the good that's already waiting for you. As you continue practicing visualization, you may start noticing fascinating changes in your life. Opportunities that align with your desires might start appearing more frequently. You might find yourself making decisions that naturally lead you toward your goals. This is exactly what Dr. Holmes meant when he said that visualization helps you align with the divine flow of the universe. Now that you've learned how to visualize, the next question is, are you truly living in alignment with the divine mind? There may be a missing piece preventing you from fully manifesting your desires. Dr. Holmes discovered a daily spiritual practice that might just be the key you've been searching for. Imagine this, a practice so simple that you can do it in just 10 minutes a day, and it could change your life. Sounds too good to be true, right? But Dr. Holmes found that consistency is the secret to unlocking your divine power. Holmes taught that our connection to the divine mind is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. However, you need to exercise it every single day. He found that even a short, focused practice can make a world of difference in maintaining that spiritual connection. So what does this daily practice look like? It's simpler than you might think. Holmes recommended a combination of meditation, gratitude, and affirmations. Let's break it down. Start your day with a few minutes of quiet meditation. This isn't about emptying your mind or achieving some mystical state. It's simply about creating space to connect with the divine energy within you. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and feel that connection. Practice gratitude. Holmes believed that gratitude acts like a magnet for abundance. Take a moment each day to list 3 things you're grateful for, whether big or small. The key is to truly feel the emotion of gratitude as you reflect on these blessings. Use affirmations to set your intention for the day. Holmes suggested affirming things like, "I know there is a power for good, which is responding to me and bringing into my experience everything necessary for my unfoldment." Say these words with intention, feeling their truth as you speak them. Now I know what you might be thinking. I don't have time for all this. But here's the thing. Holmes found that even just 10 minutes a day can make a huge difference. It's not about the length of time, but the consistency of the practice. Holmes often said, "What the world needs is spiritual conviction, followed by spiritual experience." This daily routine is your way of turning that spiritual conviction into a tangible experience. It's about making your connection to the divine mind a living, breathing part of your everyday life. But don't just take my word for it. Start practicing and see for yourself. Dr. Holmes knew that the power of consistent spiritual practice could transform lives, and he was dedicated to sharing that power with everyone. Dr. Holmes encouraged his students to practice his teachings consistently for 7 days straight. He believed that within just a week, you would start noticing significant changes in your life. You might find yourself feeling more centered, more aligned with your intuition, and more open to the opportunities around you. The key here is that this practice isn't about forcing things to happen. It's about aligning yourself with the natural flow of divine energy, allowing abundance to flow into your life effortlessly. As you continue with this routine, you might notice that decisions become clearer, and your confidence in your choices grows. Synchronicities and fortunate coincidences may become more frequent, guiding you toward your desires. Here's a challenge for you. Commit to this simple 10-minute routine for the next 7 days. Set a reminder on your phone if you need to. Each day, take a moment to notice how you feel after completing the practice. Are you calmer, more focused, or more optimistic. Keep a journal of your experiences. Track the shifts in your mindset and energy. You may be surprised by the results. But here's a little secret. This practice isn't limited to the morning. You can use elements of it throughout your day. Feeling stressed at work? Take a deep breath and repeat your affirmation. Stuck in traffic? Use that time to practice gratitude. The more you integrate these practices into your daily life, the stronger your connection to the divine mind becomes. Now let's shift gears and talk about something truly powerful: your emotions. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly manifest their desires, while others struggle and face resistance? The answer could lie in the emotional frequency you're sending out to the universe. Your emotions are the key to aligning with the infinite possibilities the universe offers. They act as a signal that determines what you attract into your life. Holmes understood that our emotions are like a sacred language, a divine dialogue we use to communicate with the universe. He taught that feeling joy, gratitude and love, as if our desires are already fulfilled, is the real magic behind manifestation. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about feeling them deeply and authentically, in every fiber of your being. This emotional alignment with your desires is where the true power of manifestation lies. When you're excited and filled with joy, doesn't it seem like everything starts falling into place? That's because your emotions are sending out powerful signals to the universe, guiding it to align with your energy. Here's the thing. It's not just about feeling good occasionally. Holmes believed we need to practice emotional alignment throughout the day. It's about consistently choosing emotions that match the life we want to create. Sounds simple, right? But let me tell you, it's a game changer. So how do we do this? Holmes suggested starting with gratitude. Take a moment right now to think of 3 things you're truly grateful for. Feel that gratitude in your heart, and notice how your energy shifts. That's the power of emotional alignment in action. Now let's take it a step further. Close your eyes again, and imagine your dream life. Maybe it's a successful career, a loving relationship, or perfect health. Instead of just visualizing it, feel it. Feel the joy, excitement and peace that would come with living that reality. Holmes believed that when we feel these emotions as if our desires are already fulfilled, we align more deeply with the divine mind. But don't stop there. Holmes encouraged us to carry these positive emotions throughout the day. When you're stuck in traffic or doing mundane tasks, instead of feeling frustrated or bored, tap into the energy of your dream life. Infuse every moment with the joy, peace, and excitement that you would feel if your desires were already manifested. It's about living as if your dreams have already come true, regardless of your current circumstances. Now I know what you're thinking. What if I don't feel good all the time? Holmes had an answer for that too. He taught that we can choose our emotions just as we choose our thoughts. It may take practice, but it is absolutely possible. Start small. Each day, choose one positive emotion to focus on, perhaps joy, love, or excitement. Whenever you catch yourself slipping into negative emotions, gently guide yourself back to your chosen positive feeling. Remember, this isn't about denying your true feelings or pretending everything is perfect. It's about consciously choosing emotions that align with your desires. As you practice emotional alignment, you may begin noticing some interesting changes in your life. Opportunities that match your desires might show up more frequently. You may make decisions that naturally lead you toward your goals. This is exactly what Holmes meant when he said that our emotions are the fuel for manifestation. They are what drive your desires into reality. But here's the most important part. Don't wait to feel good until your desires manifest. Feel good now. Choose joy now. Live in gratitude now. According to Holmes, this is how you create the energetic match for what you want to experience. Feeling good isn't something that happens once your desires are fulfilled. It's something you create now, in the present moment. So you've learned to align your emotions with your desires. But what happens when things don't go according to plan? Life often doesn't unfold exactly as we expect, and challenges can arise that make us question the process. Dr. Holmes uncovered a surprising secret. The key to unlocking your dreams might lie in the art of surrender. Could letting go be the missing piece in your manifestation journey? Have you ever noticed that the harder you try to make something happen, the more it seems to slip away? It's like trying to catch water with your hands. The tighter you grip, the more it escapes. Well, Dr. Holmes discovered a profound truth that could change everything for you. He called it surrendering to the divine flow. And this, he believed, is the secret sauce that can take your manifestation game to an entirely new level. Now I know what you're thinking. Surrender. Isn't that just giving up? But here's the thing. Holmes wasn't talking about throwing in the towel and giving up on your desires. He was talking about a deeper level of trust in the universe. It's about recognizing that there is a divine wisdom at work in your life, a wisdom that knows better than you do what's truly best for you. Holmes believed that when we surrender to the divine flow, we open ourselves up to blessings beyond our wildest dreams. It's like stepping into a river and allowing it to carry you instead of fighting against the current. By surrendering, you might end up somewhere even better than where you were trying to go on your own. So how do we actually practice surrender? Holmes suggested a simple affirmation to help us align with divine guidance. I trust the process of life and allow my divine guidance to lead me. Try saying this affirmation to yourself right now. Feel the weight lifting off your shoulders as you let go of the need to control everything. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up. It means opening yourself to the greater wisdom that is always at work in your life. I understand that surrendering can feel scary, especially when you're used to trying to make things happen through sheer force of will. But Holmes found that true power comes not from control, but from aligning with the infinite wisdom of the universe. It's in the art of surrender that you find freedom and the effortless flow of abundance. So when things don't go according to plan, remember this secret. Trust the process. Let go of the need to control and surrender to the divine flow. By doing this, you'll find that your manifestations come more easily and effortlessly than ever before. It's all about co-creating with the divine, not struggling against it. Let me share a story that illustrates this perfectly. There was a man who had been battling financial hardship for years. No matter how hard he worked, how many vision boards he made, or how much effort he put in, he just couldn't get ahead. Then he discovered Dr. Holmes's concept of surrender. Instead of obsessing over his bank account and constantly trying to control his finances, he started focusing on feeling abundant. He began trusting that the universe would provide and, most importantly, let go of his tight grip on his financial situation. What happened next? Within months, unexpected opportunities began showing up. A job offer came out of nowhere, doubling his current salary. An investment he'd long forgotten about suddenly paid off. This story isn't unique. Dr. Holmes witnessed this transformation countless times. When people truly surrendered to the divine flow, miracles happened. It's as if the universe is waiting for us to step out of our own way so it can shower us with blessings. So how can you start practicing surrender in your own life? Here's a simple exercise. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Imagine all your worries and fears as balloons in your hands. Now, one by one, let those balloons go. Watch them float away into the sky. Feel the lightness that comes with releasing your need to control everything. Surrender doesn't mean becoming passive. It's about trusting in a higher wisdom while still taking inspired action. It's about being open to guidance and opportunities that you might have missed when you were too busy trying to force things to happen. As you practice surrender, you'll begin to notice some amazing changes in your life. Things that once stressed you out may suddenly feel easier. Opportunities you never dreamed of might start appearing. You might find yourself feeling more peaceful, more joyful, and more in tune with the flow of life. Now that you're in sync with the flow of life, let's talk about sharpening your spiritual senses. Have you ever had a gut feeling that turned out to be right, even when it didn't make logical sense? Dr. Holmes believed this wasn't just coincidence. It was evidence of something much deeper. Could your intuition be the key to unlocking your full divine potential? Holmes taught that intuition isn't just a hunch or a random thought. It's the voice of the divine speaking directly to you. Imagine having a personal hotline to the universe, always ready to offer wisdom and guidance. That's exactly what Dr. Holmes discovered our intuition to be. But here's the catch. Many of us have been trained to ignore this inner voice. We've been taught to trust logic and reason above all else. Holmes found that this conditioning blocks us from receiving the divine guidance we need. He believed that intuition is like a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it gets. So how do we tap into this divine wisdom? Start small. Pay attention to the little nudges you feel throughout your day. Maybe it's an urge to call a friend, or a sudden inspiration to try something new. Instead of dismissing these thoughts, try acting on them. Holmes taught that every person becomes a unique manifestation of the whole. This means your intuition is uniquely tailored to you. It's not about following someone else's path. It's about trusting your own inner guidance. Here's a simple exercise to help you tune into your intuition. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and ask yourself a question you've been struggling with. Don't try to figure out the answer with your mind. Instead, notice what feelings or images come up. This is your intuition speaking to you. Remember, Intuition often comes as a subtle feeling or a quiet voice. It's not usually loud or demanding, which is why it's so important to create moments of stillness in your day. Holmes believed that in these quiet moments we can hear the whispers of divine wisdom more clearly. But here's the most important part. Once you receive intuitive guidance, act on it. Holmes taught that taking action based on our intuition strengthens our connection to the divine mind. It's like saying to the universe, I'm listening and I trust what you're telling me. Now I know what you might be thinking. What if I'm wrong? What if it's not really intuition? Holmes had an answer for that too. He believed that even if we misinterpret our intuition, sometimes the act of listening and following it still strengthens our connection to divine wisdom. It's all part of the learning process. Let me share a story that really illustrates this. There was a woman who had been feeling stuck in her career for years. One day she had a sudden urge to take a different route to work. It didn't make logical sense. This new route was longer, but she decided to follow her intuition. As it turned out, on this new route she saw a sign for a job fair. She decided to stop by, and she ended up finding her dream job. This small act of following her intuition led to a major positive change in her life. As you begin to trust and act on your intuition, you might notice some amazing changes in your life. You may find yourself in the right place at the right time more often. Solutions to problems may appear out of nowhere. You might feel a deeper sense of peace and alignment with your life's purpose. Remember, your intuition is your direct line to divine wisdom. It's always there, guiding you toward your highest good. Trust it, nurture it, and watch as your life begins to unfold in beautiful and unexpected ways. But intuition isn't the whole story. What if every fleeting thought in your mind was actually a brushstroke on the canvas of your life? Dr. Holmes uncovered a startling truth about the connection between our inner world and our outer reality. It's something that could completely change how you approach each day. Here's something that might blow your mind. Every single thought you have is shaping your reality right now. Yes, you heard that right. Dr. Holmes discovered that our thoughts aren't just idle chatter in our heads. They are the architects of our experience. Holmes believed in a principle called cause and effect. This isn't just some abstract idea. It's a powerful force that works in your life every moment of every day. Think of it this way. Your thoughts are the cause, and your life experiences are the effect. It's like you're constantly broadcasting a signal to the universe, and the universe is responding to that signal. I know what you're thinking, but I have so many thoughts. How can they all be shaping my reality? Holmes found that it's not all thoughts that shape your reality. It's your dominant thoughts and beliefs. The ideas that you keep coming back to. The ones that color how you see the world. Those are the powerhouses. Let's break this down with an example. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a bad mood everything seems to go wrong? You spill your coffee. You hit every red light. Your boss is extra cranky. It's not just bad luck. According to Holmes, your negative thoughts are actually creating more negative experiences. But here's the good news. The opposite is also true. When you're in a positive mindset, you're more likely to notice opportunities, connect with people, and have things go your way. So how do we harness this power? Holmes introduced a practice that's simple yet profound: positive affirmations. These are statements that you repeat to yourself, affirming the reality you want to create. It's like reprogramming your mental software. Here's a powerful affirmation inspired by Holmes's teachings. I know there is a power for good, which is responding to me and bringing into my experience everything that is necessary for my unfoldment. Try saying that to yourself right now, and feel the energy of those words. That's the power of positive affirmation and action. But don't stop there. Holmes encouraged us to make affirmations a daily practice. Start your day by affirming the good you want to see in your life. Here are a few more to try. I am connected to infinite wisdom and power. Every day, in every way, I am becoming better and better. I trust in the process of life and allow my divine guidance to lead me. Remember, these aren't just empty words. They're tools for reshaping your reality. As you repeat these affirmations, you're literally rewiring your brain to focus on the positive, to see opportunities where you might have missed them before. Now I get it. This might sound too good to be true. But Holmes wasn't just theorizing. He saw the results of this practice in his own life, and in the lives of his students. People who consistently used positive affirmations reported feeling more confident, attracting better opportunities, and experiencing more joy in their daily lives. But here's the key. It's not just about saying the words. It's about feeling the truth of them. When you affirm, I am connected to infinite wisdom and power, really feel that connection. Imagine the divine energy flowing through you. The more you align your emotions with your affirmations, the more powerful they become. Remember, this isn't about denying reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing where to focus your mental energy. It's about recognizing that you have the power to shape your experience through your thoughts and beliefs. Here's my challenge to you for the next week. Start each day with a positive affirmation. Choose one that resonates with you and repeat it with feeling. Notice how it affects your mood, your interactions, and the opportunities that come your way. You might be surprised at how quickly things start to shift. To wrap up, you've learned about the incredible power that's been inside you all along. Dr. Holmes showed us that we're all connected to the divine mind, capable of shaping our reality through our thoughts and emotions. Remember, this isn't just for a chosen few. It's your birthright. Start small. Try visualizing your dreams, practicing gratitude or using affirmations. Be patient with yourself. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a new mindset. But stick with it, and you'll see amazing changes. I'd love to hear how these ideas are working for you. What's your biggest takeaway? Have you noticed any shifts in your life? Share your experiences in the comments. And if you're hungry for more spiritual wisdom, don't worry, there's plenty more to come. Your journey to unlocking your divine potential is just beginning. God bless you.